there to share the wealth in that regard.
Boston was pushed out. 7 to shoot. Boston methodical. On her take. After they had fallen behind by 6 in the quarter, then Sydney Colson, as Aliyah Boston has an extended conversation with the officials, and then is going to get over to Angel Gray. Angel
Aliyah Boston walked off the court furious, and rightfully so. The Fever erased a 17-point deficit without Caitlin Clark, Sydney Colson, or Ari McDonald thanks to Kelsey Mitchell's 24-point takeover while playing out of position. They had it, then it slipped a rushed shot, no timeout, and late-game whistles that left everyone questioning the refs post-game. Aliyah didn't hold back, blunt, raw, and honest. But before we get to that, let's break down how it all unraveled. Drop your thoughts on this brutal loss in the comments. Let's talk.
7-0 Indiana run. They're within 2 and a foul. This time, Peckers does get the call.
I thought this might have been an offensive foul. Howard for the finish.
Indiana's considering challenging this call, but they will not, as Peckers gets free.
How do you run an offense when your entire point guard depth chart vanishes overnight for Indiana? This wasn't a question, it was reality. Just days before facing Dallas, the Fever suffered a devastating blow in Phoenix. Sydney Colson tore her ACL and A.R. McDonald fractured her foot, both gone for the season. With Caitlin Clark already sidelined since July with a groin injury, Indiana was suddenly without its top 3 point guards. No pace setters, no ball handlers, no one to steer the offense under pressure. What was once a system built around control and structure now had to survive pure chaos.
And from you guys, the players, the coaches, to losing Sid and Ari.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, just brokenhearted for them. They're 2 really good people that you hate to see this happen to. They've been an integral part of what we've been doing, and so hate it for them. Unfortunately, it's part of the deal, and we've got to roll with it. And we've got players in that locker room who believe in one another, players in that locker room who are as competitive as all get out. We've got versatility, and it's going to have to be on full display. So I think now it's about playing to honor them, right, and playing for them.
The ripple effect was instant and brutal. Without a true floor general to steady the ship, Indiana's offense unraveled under pressure. Breaking traps became a chore. Turnovers mounted and clean entry passes turned into chaotic scrambles against Dallas. It all came to a head: 17 turnovers, 27 points off those mistakes. That's more than a quarter of the Wings' offense coming before the Fever could even set up in the half court. Every possession was a grind, every pass a gamble. With no margin for error, the cracks widened and Dallas capitalized on every one.
It's never fun to lose. I thought we got a pretty good look out of it. But again, I think, we shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. The 17 turnovers got us there. We shouldn't have even been there. But I thought, Kelsey got a look at it. It's unfortunate, but yeah. On to the next.
To keep the rotation alive, Indiana's front office made an emergency call, signing veteran Odyssey Sims to a hardship contract. With less than 24 hours to learn the system and no time to build chemistry, Sims was thrown into the fire in her debut against Dallas. She logged 13 minutes, went scoreless, handed out 2 assists, and committed 1 turnover, but the stat line only tells part of the story. Much of her night was spent figuring things out on the fly, less instinct, more guesswork, as she tried to read her teammates in real time.
Just excited. I mean, I know that Indiana is a great organization, and just to be a part of it and just to be here with the great players that I'm going to be playing with, I mean, this is a great opportunity. I'm just happy to be here.
What's the most important thing for you in a situation like this to just get acclimated, just to kind of get your feet under you and feel your way around the new spot here?
I mean, it's not my first time just coming to a new team and coming in and just being me. The biggest thing is just doing what I do best, playing defense, playing hard, doing whatever the team needs. Obviously, I know they've been down with the injuries. Prayers up for Sid and Ari. Love them both. But like I said, I'm excited to be here, and I'm not going to do too much, but whatever coach tells me to do is what I'm going to do and have fun and enjoy my teammates.
That left Indiana with one real option: move Kelsey Mitchell out of her natural scorer's role and into the lead guard spot. There was no gradual transition. She was thrown straight into the fire. Every inbound, every offensive set, every wave of defensive pressure fell on her shoulders, and this wasn't just a tactical shift, it changed the entire physical toll of her game. She had to navigate full court pressure, orchestrate the offense, and still be the go-to scorer. It wasn't just about filling in, it was about surviving with everything stacked against her.
She obviously can play make, as she showed in the last game, but it's not like her most natural way of playing, I would say. Do you have to tell her to focus on that? Does she just kind of know that as the primary ball handler in these games, she'll do it. How does that kind of process work when it's not a true point guard at the one?
Yeah, I mean, I want her to just do what she's been doing. You know, she's been excellent all year long. She's been efficient all year long. Her decision-making has been on point all year long.
The Dallas game was a perfect snapshot of how devastating those injuries were to Indiana's flow. With a patched-together backcourt, every bucket was a battle, every turnover a chance for Dallas to pounce. And yet despite the chaos, Indiana stayed in it until the end because one player refused to fold. Kelsey Mitchell, their most lethal pure scorer, took on the full weight of running the offense. Normally she's catching in rhythm, not breaking presses or calling sets. But with Coulson, McDonald, and Clark all out, she was the only real option, and Dallas knew it. Every possession was a test of will, and she answered the call.
Every single playoff game will be on our networks as Mitchell finally gets a look. Her first points of the second half. Curl it in. Doesn't get the whistle. Indiana with numbers the other way. Mitchell in the corner. Cut it. Big game from Aisha Hines-Allen off the bench. Mitchell sprints into the lane, finds Cunningham. She got it on a three, and it's a single-digit depth.
On paper, Kelsey Mitchell's stat line was strong: 24 points on 7 of 15 shooting, 7 from deep and 6 rebounds, but the numbers barely capture what it took to get there. Nearly every possession started in her hands, facing a defense built to wear her down. Dallas threw traps, doubles, and constant backcourt pressure, forcing her to fight just across half court. Each made shot wasn't just skill, it was survival. Every bucket was followed by another draining possession where she had to absorb contact, break pressure, and still find the focus to score. It wasn't just efficient, it was exhausting.
Mitchell trying to create with 5 to shoot. Mitchell through the lane, able to scoop it in, and it's a 1-point game.
Arch right, but you know she loves to go left. How many defenders try to come over and help about 3 and still able to scoop it up and in?
Mitchell with 24 points.
It showed in flashes the toll. The pressure, a couple of turnovers, a few rush decisions when passing lanes vanished too fast. But even as the weight mounted, Kelsey Mitchell kept the fever in it. In the fourth down double digits, she drilled a deep 3 from well beyond the arc, then immediately motioned to her teammates to lock in on defense. Moments later, she ran a crisp pick and roll with Boston, threading a perfect pass for an easy bucket. These weren't just scoring moments, they were leadership plays. In the chaos, she was the one still steering.
Mitchell trying to create with 5 to shoot. Mitchell through the lane, able to scoop it in, and it's a 1-point game. Indiana ball, down 1.7 to go. Cunningham has to get it in. Mitchell in the corner, can't hit, and Dallas hangs on. 81-80 the final as the Wings win a thriller in Indy.
This wasn't Kelsey Mitchell's preferred role, nor is it a sustainable way to run a team. Putting the burden of almost all scoring and playmaking on one player makes them an easy target for a focused defense, and that's exactly what happened here. Every play started and ended with Mitchell, and when Dallas managed to slow her down, the Fever's offense sputtered. Still, the fact that she kept them within striking distance speaks volumes about her resilience under these conditions. Mitchell pushed herself to the absolute limit, acting as the team's engine, clutch shooter, and vocal leader. She kept her teammates motivated despite foul trouble and frustrating calls. For opponents, her stats grabbed the headlines, but for the Fever, it's the countless hours of grit and determination she poured in to hold the team together in a role she never asked for. That's why fans feel torn, frustrated by the missed chance to win, yet deeply impressed by what she sacrificed and delivered.
So I wanted us to outlet and attack in transition. When it got to the point where we didn't attack and we just started dribbling sideways, I probably should have used it at the 3-second mark instead of a little bit later. I thought Kels might have had a baseline drive, that she ended up coming back to the middle. And so I didn't like that. But I did want us to push in transition with a low clock and, limited.
While Mitchell bore the heaviest burden, she wasn't fighting solo. Other players stepped up, delivering key shots, crashing boards, and making defensive plays that shifted momentum and kept Indiana's hopes alive. In moments like these, impact goes far beyond the box score. Sophie Cunningham was relentless, dropping 14 points on 5 of 10 shooting, including 2 triples that reignited the crowd. Every basket came with her signature intensity. Diving for loose balls, jawing after contact, and bringing the fire her coach praised after the game. She even publicly apologized for one heated exchange with officials, but stood firm on her point that competitive edge set the tone for the Fever's comeback push. Meanwhile, Chloe Bibby's minutes were limited, but her impact was huge: 11 points in just 12 minutes. hitting all 3 deep shots. One of those threes came at a crucial moment, cutting into Dallas's lead in the fourth quarter and forcing an unwanted timeout that break gave Indiana extra rest just when they needed it most to fuel their rally. In the paint, Natasha Howard was the true anchor. She notched a 12.12 rebound double-double with 3 blocks, shutting down Dallas's attempts at easy layups and stopping second-chance opportunities before they could develop. Her presence forced the Wings to work harder inside and gave Indiana the steady foundation they needed to slowly chip away at the lead. Meanwhile, Aliyah Boston battled through heavy contact on nearly every trip to the basket. Despite the physical toll, she contributed 14 points and provided crucial inside scoring when outside shots weren't falling. Her toughness in the post prevented Dallas from pulling away earlier in the second half and helped keep Indiana's offense balanced when perimeter shooting struggled.
Gets it back, 4 to shoot. Cunningham into the corner. Bibby again. Chloe Bibby breathing life into Indiana. A 19-0 Dallas run. Bibby buries the 3, just like in the first half when
Lexi Hall's role might have been singular, but it was crucial, making Paige Boer work for every shot. She fought through screens, contested every angle, and disrupted passing lanes with relentless effort. Hall didn't score, but her defensive focus in the middle of the fourth quarter slowed Dallas just enough to keep the momentum firmly with Indiana. This wasn't a story of one player going supernova, it was a collective effort, everyone stepping up exactly as the moment demanded. Indiana outscored Dallas 25-4 in the fourth quarter, carving out a real chance to win despite missing their entire point guard rotation. That's what makes the final seconds sting so much. They had built the foundation for a statement victory, only to see it slip away in a way that felt avoidable.